What is up? What is up? Money Monday. Welcome to Money Monday. Super excited to see all of you jumping in. You know what to do. As we're kicking off the show, you've got to make sure that you are already subscribed.
Yep.
Hit that notification. Make sure that you're picking up notifications. You're going to want to know when we go live. We're cruising along here on Money Mondays. And just as we promised you, we're going to talk a little bit about the Inflation Reduction Act and what it might mean to you. We got to make sure, please make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you hit like. We got 5 likes and 22
Already,
people.
I like it.
22 people
Hit the bell.
here.
Make sure you get the notifications.
Hit the bell, get your notifications, and then go ahead and hit that share button. Share now. Share that. Let's let people know what's going on. We're actually talking today. We're just working out logistics. We're going to get on a couple share options because people have been saying, hey, what about us that are not in BDC? Our name's not in the drum. How do we win? So we're working on a couple things. You might as well get in the habit of it. You're going to hit that subscribe. You're going to hit that notification. You're going to hit that like. And you're going to hit that share. It's all the housekeeping stuff. You're going to do all of that to get everything popping, get everything rolling. So great to see all of you guys. Appreciate you guys giving us the saludos, the
hellos,
giving us the all of these things.
Hey,
and hey,
hello.
everybody's saying the drum already. The drum looks empty tonight. Yes.
Yeah, we have a announcement.
Brand new.
So brand new set of names.
Brand new set of
because
names.
our other names that we originally put in here, we cut them and made them way too big. Yeah. So with almost 700
so
people,
packed.
it was just stuffed.
It wasn't mixing them.
Yeah.
They were just rolling around
and so
in
we'd
there.
Have to get in there and mix
they
them
weren't
around,
mixing around
and really dig deep. And,
and honestly, that was what the whole thing was, because I was like, somebody that's real down in there deep, because it's not rolling around.
Yeah.
They really wouldn't have any chance to win. So we redid everyone's name. Don't
Bailey
worry.
and Luke worked really hard on it today.
Bailey
Every
and
single
Luke
person is in there.
We're working hard. Everyone's in there. If you're in Black Diamond Club, your name is in there. And yeah, they get all shook up. They get all super mixed up. So you don't have to worry. Tonight, we are drawing 3 names. Tonight, we are giving away $300. You must be present. You must be present to win. You've got to be here. We draw your name. You shout it out. Hey, I'm here. And you can win $300 tonight. And like I said, we're working on some more angles, as we had people saying, give us more money. Well, we're down for that. We've been working on some other angles, how maybe if you're not in BDC, or even if you're BDC, it'll be a second chance to win some more money on Money Mondays. I got Skip shouting out Cram.
Yeah, we
want to
love
let
Cram.
everybody know. Maybe if you could throw me the link on there, www.cramnutrition.com.
Got it.
Super excited with our brand new partnership. Lacey and I partnering with Cram Nutrition along with Michael Chandler to bring to you a healthy alternative to the nasty. Well, you can't say that. You can say, now we're going to get banned.
We're not going to get
It's a healthy alternative to the nasty chemical storm that you might be feeding your kids.
Without stuff that has PB&J in it.
Don't feed your. This is all organic, sprouted bread, super healthy for you and delicious. Here's my thing. You got to know something about me. There's a couple shout outs.
Wait, hold on. They are already sold out, but they're getting stock soon. You can still find them at a lot of the Sprouts markets.
Yeah, most Sprouts supermarkets are carrying Cram Nutrition PB&J sandwiches. Jump over to your local Sprouts. Help us to sell those out as well.
They're really yummy.
I saw Ella Quill on here earlier. It's called the BDC effect. We asked the fine folks at Cram, let's get some more of these options up. They told me, and we're going to put them up. They told me what time they were going to put them up. Look, I got to be honest. I gave our Quest 7 peeps a 1 hour head start, just for full disclosure. We told Quest 7 peeps 1 hour ahead of time. It's open. It's ready to rock. And then we unleashed it on the world. We sold out, completely sold out in less than 24 hours. So we're back making more. We're making more. We're back up. Production's rolling. And man, this is just an amazing thing. We are super, super, super excited. We are super excited to be partnering with Michael Chandler and the fine folks, the founder, Ruth, and her son, Austin, over at Cram. This is going to be hot, folks. This is going to be great. But here's what I was going to say is that, look, there's a lot of healthy options out there, tons of healthy options. Yes, I work in the healthcare field. No, I am not vegetarian. I do not like plain lettuce. I don't like vegetables. Here's what you know. If I am involved in it, it tastes good.
Okay.
It is healthy, but it tastes good. Just like Everbowl, we have, Everbowl pumpkin spice is about to unroll. I think we're a week out before the pumpkin spice drops at the Everbowl stores. Make sure you stop by our store in Chattanooga. And hey, Little Rock, Arkansas, alert your friends. That is the next store to open for us.
Next stop.
Little Rock, Arkansas, Everbowl coming. And hey, maybe we could talk to our buddies at Everbowl. Maybe we can get cram sold at Everbowl. I mean, we got freezers. I mean, we can figure that out. We got some cram over there. That would be awesome. Yes, and Lacey likes plain lettuce.
I do.
We got to shout
I eat
out
salads with no dressing. It's true.
We got to. Hey, and Eric, pumpkin spice hitting the Everbowl. The pumpkin spice.
Is
oh,
going,
he's asking where is it? Hey, the pumpkin
it's on
spice.
Its way.
No, it has arrived. The pumpkin spice has arrived at Everbowl, Chattanooga. It was in Knoxville.
It was, and we had to go pick it up.
We went. That's what you do.
We're committed.
We go to Knoxville. We got your pumpkin spice. Chattanooga.
We've got people to
Help
feed.
is on the way. Pumpkin spice. Let your local Everbowl. Go check it out. Tell your friends. Little Rock, help is on the way. Not quite yet. I think we're gonna need just a couple of months. We'll be popping in Little Rock.
Yep.
For all of you, they like, hey, I want to buy some Shawn and Lacey stuff. Get over to your local Sprouts and get you a Cram Nutrition PB&J. They are in the freezer section, by the way. They're in the freezer section. So jump over there, get you some Cram. I will let you know. Maybe I'll put it on Money Mondays. Maybe, what an interesting way. Like, let's drop the Cram Nutrition releases on Money Mondays, and we'll give you an alert. Like, they're available online. You get the first to Cram right here on Money Mondays. I want to shout out our main man, Josh. He's our producer today.
I was going to see if people could guess who was behind.
You didn't tell me that.
You're quick on the draw.
People just put all the names. We got Josh running the control boards today. He's on the sound effects, on the ribbons, on the thing. Josh, you should put up something that says like Josh Matthews is the best. Or maybe put up your Instagram handle. We want everybody to know Josh Matthews is single. So if you are looking for a successful young man, just look up
a very nice photo of himself. You can see it on his Facebook page.
Jump on Josh Matthews' Facebook page. Give him a shout out. If you got single friends, be sure to tag them in. Make that connection. Everybody, we got Josh Matthews in the house. Don't forget tonight, just in a little bit, we're drawing 3 names. Josh is going to come up here and draw 3 names. So you better be nice to Josh. We're giving away $300 tonight. You never know when we might do that. I've got a lot of stuff that I've prepared for us.
Good stuff.
I love this quote. Let's start off with a quote. Actually, we'll just break this quote down. The SBA, relative to the Inflation Reduction Act, now the SBA, Small Business Administration, those are the people that are advocating for people like you. They say the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 makes urgent investments that will bring down costs, level the playing field, and open up historic opportunities for America's 33 million small businesses and innovative startups. Now, there's more, but I think I want to say too right off the jump, this is not a doom and gloom day. We're not. If you're like, hey, I hope they tear apart the Inflation Reduction Act. It's not what we're going to do. I mean, it's not all the best stuff, but I mean, we want you to know kind of what are some talking points, some key points that are in there that might be advantageous for you. And there's one in particular that we are going to have as an action item that we're going to expose you to, and that we hope that you will take a deep look into it, something that majority of you are probably not even aware of, and you need to be aware of this, and we need to start taking action now. The SBA goes on to say, this law not only tackles inflation and powers America's transition to safer, cleaner energy. I'm not really sure why the clean energy part. We're going to talk about that. It also shrinks the budget deficit, and most importantly, drives down healthcare and energy costs for small businesses and their employees. So that's why they talk about the clean energy that's in there. There's a lot of healthcare in there as well. Furthering extending some of the benefits from Obamacare.
Expanding, I think,
right?
too, right?
Yeah, maybe not expanding too much, but there's a lot on drugs, reducing prices, Medicare. Right. Lower costs mean small business owners and entrepreneurs can focus on doing what they do best. Creating jobs, developing talent, innovating, and opening doors of growth and opportunity across all of our communities, including selling more American-made goods and services to the world's largest buyer. the U.S. government. So, wow, that's interesting. Well, they want us to make stuff to sell to them. And that's how we can make money. From day one, President Biden committed to delivering a strong, sustainable, and equitable recovery. Today, thanks to his leadership, we're seeing historic economic growth and job creation, the unprecedented launching of new small businesses, and a return of America's manufacturing base, all adding up to the world's strongest economic recovery from COVID. I look forward to working with President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my colleagues throughout the Biden-Harris administration to add to our progress and leverage the benefits of the Inflation Reduction Act to deliver even greater stability and opportunity for all small businesses and continue to build America's next great economy. This is from the Small Business Administration. So, to point out, there's not a lot of Small Business Administration stuff in this act, but Small Business Administration, who advocates for you, is like, hey, this is a really good thing. So let's dive in. Let's see a couple of things that are in there. First of all, 15% minimum tax on corporation with over $1 billion in revenue. Well, what does that have to do with you? Well, first of all, the argument, and this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the argument. I hope that you're not just in the comments saying, this is a bunch of baloney. I hate Biden. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. And I know that our viewers, I know where you will tend to side politically, like where you typically fall. But the idea behind this is, look, 15% minimum tax. Now, I was doing some research. Amazon pays 6.1%.
I was just going to ask you, what are these large corporations paying now? Because I thought that the argument was that if something like this was put upon them, they might move their businesses out of the United States.
Yeah, sure. You get exposed to more of the counter.
Yep.
But the other argument, though, is, look, so what it does is it levels the playing field.
Sure.
You need Amazon to be paying at least 15%. You need Facebook to be paying at least 15%. You need these big companies to be paying at least 15%, not
Facebook paid, you know?
6. I didn't do Facebook research. To Amazon's had 2 years in recent history where they paid 0.
Yeah.
Their average is 6.1%. So if they're making over $1 billion, these massive corporations are going to hit them with at least 15%. The idea is that's leveling the playing field. I'll tell you why. Just give you this one point of view. Well, paying 15% on taxable income, right? So paying taxable income, what's going to happen is that they're just going to have they don't have that big of a taxable income.
I was going to say they're going to have less taxable income.
Find more deductions and
to
ways
get themselves
around this.
below the $1 billion mark.
Well, yeah, I guess we could look at it that way as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't matter 15% of $100,000, which some of these companies are going to claim they made, or even 15% of a loss is 0. And so some of these companies are going to find a way to have their taxable income reduced down to absolutely nothing. The other part is this. I want to talk about the $80 billion assigned to IRS enforcement, focused on those making more than $400,000 a year. Well, that sucks for a lot of you. One of the things that's interesting about this particular program is that a lot of you will fall into that category of people that are making more than $400,000 a year. And so, this whole idea that they've created these IRS agents to come after the middle class and the lower class. Now, again, that's just the idea. That's the notion that gets put out there. This is not the doom and gloom side. I want to represent the side of the people that created the act, the people that created this law, that created the provisions. The argument there that they have is, look, if we are going to audit a big giant corporation, let's say that we wanted to audit Ford Motor Company.
Right.
You can't send in 2 agents.
A person or 2 people. It needs to be a team.
You're going to send
like
in
a forensic
probably hundreds.
Tax. I don't know what they call them.
Yes,
like
it's
a
forensics accounting.
Accounting team,
hundreds of agents that will go in there, and so that's the argument. Now, it will remain to be seen. And I would love to take people at their word, because I also understand that a lot of the content that you guys consume, because we consume it too in preparation, a lot of that content's it's biased.
Right.
So they're saying like, they're going to come after you. Well, look, first of all, I want to be super clear. If you make over $400,000 a year, they probably are.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
that
that includes us. So they probably are coming after you. But if you don't make over $400,000 a year, it's probably not the case, because really the argument there, and if we're accepting their argument at face value, is, look, we need a lot of more agents in order for us to level the playing field. Once again, so for small businesses, leveling the playing field is a common theme when it comes to the taxes, trying to get you leveled. The problem, here's what I see, is there's so the first point that I talked about was corporations that make over $1 billion a year. The second point I talked about was individuals making more than $400,000 a year. And I think there's a pretty wide jump.
Right.
There's a big jump from a person that makes $450,000 a year to a corporation that makes $1 billion. And that's where actually, honestly, and that's not going to be popular. I'm going to get beat up in the comments when this goes to replay, but that's where I actually have a problem, because I think that disparity is huge, right? I mean, I would even feel better if it was people that make $1 million a year or more would still capture us, but I would feel better about that, because at least it's like, look, we're talking about wealthy individuals that we want to make sure that we're cleaning up in an effort to level the playing field. I think that there are a lot of people that make $400,000 a year. And again, I'm going to get killed in the comments, and I'm totally fine with that. But I think there's a lot of people that make $400,000 a year that I don't necessarily think that I would say are living this lavish lifestyle and have the wherewithal to mount a defense or sustain themselves in an extensive audit. Should that fall on them? A Ford Motor Company, they're fine.
They're
In
fine.
fact, they probably are prepared for the audit today. And if an audit were to happen, they show up and they like probably have everything ready. Like, oh, here, $400,000 a year? No way. Like, you're not like preparing yourself for an audit. And so I don't love that as the minimum, or it's like, hey, that's who we're going after. But I do understand statistically I'm going to be in the minority, and I understand statistically why they would choose that number, because they're.
But you think that, you think that's why that they're doing that? Because number one, there's a lot more people that make that, but number two, because they can't necessarily go into a full blown defending themselves in an audit.
Oh no, I mean, and this is going to be rare. And again, I mean, this is not where I'm like on one and I'm really directly going after people here. But I again, I think it's going to be super unpopular. I do think that they're targeting the high corporations here with this. I mean, I don't think that middle America's at risk of getting audited all over the place. And I don't know, Fox News doesn't care about me. I'm not going to end up on Fox News, but I disagree on that point. I don't think that that's what they're doing. This is not a CNN broadcast, but I think that they are targeting the higher echelons of earners there. As far as healthcare is concerned, it extends Affordable Care Act subsidies through 2025. Subsidies, this is important because it does benefit some sector of small businesses. Now, again, I know our audience. Most of you hate the Affordable Care Act because it obligated you to having some sort of health insurance, right? And so with the tax penalties, should you not have health insurance, and all of the workarounds that you tried to find, for people that genuinely wanted to have health insurance, they subscribed to the allopathic medical model, and were forced to have insurance. Insurance premiums can run away, especially from small business owners. And what this does is providing subsidies and making sure that those subsidies continue. Also allows Medicare to negotiate drug prices, which I actually think that's good too. I don't take any drugs, but I think that that's really good because drug pricing is one of the things that drives actually a lot of the negative that happens in the healthcare world, right? So it's the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies that drive a lot of the care, not the medical providers themselves. And so allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices for Medicare, so that's most of your geriatric population, your older population, and having them negotiate prices in an effort to get those prices down, honestly takes a lot of the money, the profit money, out of a lot of these pharmaceutical companies that have alternative interests when it comes to our healthcare. Not necessarily looking out for us, but just making they're in business. They're trying to make a lot of money.
Why is it just only Medicare? Because it's government funded?
Right, government funding. The government's going to go out and
negotiate the prices low because they're the ones that's subsidizing the majority of it, right? Because Medicare prices are low for the individual. Yeah.
And it caps Medicare recipients' drug expenditures at $2,000 a year. Right, so out of pocket, $2,000 max. Again, how will they ensure this? Well, they're going to keep drug prices low.
Low, yes.
Right, and so I think, for any of you that rely on prescriptive medication, that's a good deal.
Thing.
Again, it's not doom and gloom. How can you argue with that? Let's talk about green energy. I'm really not sure why this is in there. I know
they've been talking about it for so long. They had to put it in somewhere.
I know why it's in there, but today I'm trying to come up with I'm trying to explain to everybody why they did stuff, okay. And I just got to admit, I'm going to give you an explanation, but I don't know. $369 billion in incentives for renewable energy, including electric vehicles. Well, this is a big concern, but let me tell you what they're thinking here. They're like, look, we want to give people incentives to switch over to renewable energy. And by doing that, we're going to help them to keep their costs down, put more money in their pocket, they make more money, and then they'll have more money to inject back into their own businesses, back into the economy, hire more people, etc. There's a lot. There's another one, tax credits up to $7,500 for buying a new or used electric vehicle. That has been extended to December 2032.
Is electric vehicle considered a hybrid?
I don't know.
That's
I know you were
interesting.
looking at
I was
it,
looking at that because I was trying to figure out if people could afford them.
This is more important. No, the people cannot afford this. First of all, this is what the problem is that the tax credits are only on certain vehicles, and it's not based off of the vehicle, it's based off of the battery. Right. So this is super important. You have to have a certain kind of battery. So I guess by that, I would probably guess that it's not going to apply to a hybrid. Okay. But I don't know. Who am I? I don't know anything about cars. But I will tell you this. This is what I do know. This only applies to vehicles that are under $80,000. So first of all, like you were looking up a couple of vehicles. There are vehicles. I'm not saying.
But they were hybrids. They weren't pure electric vehicles. That's why I was wondering. I thought that was interesting.
But I'm sure there's electric vehicles under 80,000. But I'm sure the majority of them are probably more.
100,000 plus, they said. Yeah.
And also, you have to have. There's an income cap. You have to make less than $150,000 a year or $300,000 if filing jointly. I mean, so somebody that is making a lot of money and buys an electric vehicle. Here's what you have to make: less than $150,000, and then you have to buy basically a $75,000 car, which is half of what you make in order to get a 10%. Yeah, a 10% credit back on it. I don't know. Like, I really want to be able to explain to you why this makes sense. For those of you that want a Tesla or a Rivian, if you can find one for under 80 grand, which I don't think that you can, and I don't know, make sure that the battery qualifies. You make $7,500. I got to tell you, we haven't given away $7,500 on Money Mondays. We were just calculating this today. Yeah, but we're halfway there. Yeah, right. We're halfway to seven. I mean, you just watch Money Mondays and benefit
get you $7,500
just as much as you can buy in this car.
And it's free. You don't have to pay $75,000 for a car.
One interesting thing that I found was homeowner clean energy tax credits for those who install solar panels or purchase energy efficient products like water heaters, HVAC systems, and heat pumps. First of all, this does affect small business owners because the majority of people that install HVAC systems, heat pumps, hot water heaters, things like that, they use small businesses, right? So you're just not going to corporate America to get these to purchase or to install. Here's what I would say too, though, for all of you watching, just as a bonus, this is a great opportunity here. This is a great opportunity here for you to look for investment opportunities in these particular sectors. Right. So I love these sectors as investment opportunities: HVAC space, hot water or water heaters, solar. Great investment ops because people are going to have incentives to do business with them. And then also, look, if you're in that sector in the small business world, great opportunities coming for you. You probably should learn how to market that. So you need to dive into the act a little more, explain to people how they can receive these homeowner clean energy tax credits, and that could drive business for you.
And if I understand correctly, they've already had some credits for these, especially like solar panels, right? I mean, for electricity.
Oh, they had those in the past, but now we're
just incentivizing further. Yeah, probably more incentives.
Yep. So now, I think we should get Josh up and give us the name. So don't we do that? Because on the back half of this transmission here, I want to be able to. So can he turn the handle there? If you hold that,
I got it.
Josh, come on up. Josh, we're gonna get the
names.
Josh,
peek into the.
I'm not saying that
I saw that you were already getting some offers for
great.
dates. We had some single people like, "Hey, Josh."
Come on, Josh. All right, everybody. What's up. All right, Josh.
Josh is
give
single.
Give it a whirl there. This is perfect. Yes. Well, so pull that up around so you
like
can
that. Yeah.
dip your hand in there. All right, Josh.
Josh is.
Hand me the three names. Hand the three names. Give us number one. Number one here. Okay, perfect. We got that one. Got that one. Number two.
Everybody's doing the that person might be on.
Okay. And number three. All right. Sweet.
I like this new, I feel like we got a really good
better.
spin
got
in
the
there.
three names. Before we were having problems, they were falling out too. Nobody fell out.
Nobody fell out
So
now.
your name was in there. Come on, Josh.
Josh picked some goodies.
All right. People want to know what happened to the center part.
I know it's gonna come back. It's I can rock them both. It's got to go back and forth. I think its debut again.
Let's give the first name.
You want to do the first name?
Yeah, let's give the first name.
Alrighty. Are you ready with that timer, Josh? First name coming up. Winner chicken dinner of $300.
Marina Papademetriou.
Papademetriou. Marina. She's been
Come
around
on,
a long
Marina.
time. Marina's been
Marina's
in
been
BDC
around. Here's
for
the
a
problem.
very long
Here's the
time.
problem. Marina lives in Greece.
That is true. She
You
does
know
live in
that.
Greece. I don't know what time it is in Greece, so she may be watching this back. She actually might not. Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Time is it
you can win in
Does
Greece.
somebody-
They got PayPal. They got Venmo. Come on, Marina. I'm looking at the comments here.
Yeah, keeping up. Yeah, Kim Kardashian's got the side part.
I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be that bummed out because look.
Aw.
Well, because look, Marina lives in
Fun.
Greece.
I know, I get it. I don't feel like she's avoiding Money Mondays.
Yeah.
She would be on.
Sleeping.
She has literally been in BDC for years and years.
But fair
and
is
years.
fair. I mean, you just draw a name. We didn't take out the Europeans and the Aussies and the New Zealanders and the Singaporeans. We don't have anybody in China. But we didn't take any names out. So I mean, I don't know. You got to watch. You got to watch it. Oh, somebody's saying we froze. Well, the first name called Marina Papadimitriou.
All right, Marina. She'll get tagged. Yeah. We'll be sad. We'll say we love you still. All
Here's
right.
what's up going on inside of the Inflation Reduction Act. Big thing here. Ready?
Yes.
This is going to transition into our action.
Okay.
Items. The Inflation Reduction Act doubles the refundable research and development tax credit, raising it from $250,000 to $500,000. Now, most of you are probably like, what the heck does that have to do with me?
It.
Well, this is an amazing little known thing. Now, first of all, let's make sure that you understand Lacey and I are not CPAs.
No,
we are not financial advisors. We are advised by our accountants. Recommend that you receive advice from your accountants. But here's an interesting thing that, most small business owners don't understand, that you are eligible to receive research and development credits if you qualify.
Yes.
If you qualify. And so that's the big question. Do I qualify? And the Inflation Reduction Act has raised the ceiling from $250,000 to $500,000 in research and development tax credits. Now, I want to emphasize a word, credit. So this is not a deduction. This is a tax credit up to $500,000 for, if you qualify, for research and development. So now we just have to ask ourselves, man, I wonder if I qualify for research and development tax credit. So here's, what you got to do. You got to get in contact with your CPA. Your CPA, I'm guessing, again, I'm not a CPA. Our CPA had us talk to someone else.
Yes.
An expert of experts, if you will. And then the expert of experts is going to have a conversation with you. They're going to ask you some questions. They're going to see whether or not your business and your activity qualifies for research and development. Now, when I say research and development, two things come to mind for people. The first is research. Like, you mean like conducting research on conditions? No, not necessarily. Or I say research and development, R&D tax credits. Oh, R&D, that's like what you do if you were at Cram Nutrition and you were trying to come up with a new formulation for the PB&J or making some new type of bread. And technically, yeah. But for our clientele, service providers, it's a lot of research that you may be doing relative to the service that you provide. Now, again, it must be genuine research that has a direct impact and correlation on your business.
So the R&D credit is available to any business that incurs expenses while attempting to develop new or improved products or processes. And I think the processes is a key word for all of you listening out there. Do you improve processes of things that you're utilizing in your business? That's where this credit could actually be super applicable to you, because you're not necessarily creating new products. Majority of you that are watching right now, you're not creating new products, but you may be improving on a specific process for something that you already have. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be new. The key is new or improved processes, as long as you're on U.S. soil.
I love that. Coming up with new processes and the Inflation Reduction Act. So look, this is crazy, right? Like, the Inflation Reduction Act has opened a door for you to receive a new ceiling of $500,000 in tax credits, right? By spending time researching and developing new processes that help you to
take care of more people better
serve your people.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Pretty
and again,
impressive.
I want to make sure that we're super clear. I don't want to get dinged here because this is being recorded for posterity. It has to be genuine. Don't be making things up. Right. It has to be real. And you have to qualify. You don't just be like, I watched a YouTube video and I'm going to take a $500,000 deduction. Like, no. you need to make sure that you get good help here.
Yeah.
And the question came up is, can I do research on services that I also charge for? But that's the whole point.
That is the point.
That's the point.
There could definitely be
It's
on
a
services that
process,
you
so
charge
you're
for.
trying to improve your processes around the business.
Right.
And the government is saying, that's exactly what we want you to do. We want you, because you are on U.S. soil, because you are an American small business, we want you to improve the processes of your business so that your business can be better, it can be stronger, and you can make more money. That is the surest way to combat inflation.
Yep. Yeah. I love Megan Baker said, maybe developing a direct mail process for marketing. That is actually, it's a good
direct
idea.
mail is a really great
but
place.
But it may not qualify.
May not.
And so you have to understand, like, so number one, you want to talk to your CPA and see if this is something that they actually think that you could potentially qualify for. Typically from there, they will direct you to an expert in the area of R&D credits. Why? Because there is a lot of rules and qualifications that need to be navigated properly in order for you to actually get this credit.
But I will say, so if you were let's say if you were a copywriter and your business was direct mail and you were doing research on split testing and different processes that may help your case. Now, if you were a massage therapist and you said, I was thinking about my direct mail processes, that surely does not qualify. Because it's not even what you do. It's not your core business. So I still think either way, it's a little bit of a stretch, because I would say, look, like marketing is not research and development.
And that's what's hard, because there's 4 things that if you want just like a quick guide to see if you qualify for, there's 4 main categories that would allow you to see if you could qualify. Number 1 is that when you're doing the research and development is that you're eliminating uncertainty. So that means that you're actually carrying on research to eliminate uncertainty about the product or the process. In other words, you're not like changing things for aesthetic purposes. Like, you're actually trying to eliminate an uncertainty within the process. And so here's the key, because somebody is going to ask you if you do that, and you have to have valid backup documentation of
so
it.
this is super important. You're going to have to be able to document.
Yes.
It's not like a court argument on the stand. You're going to have to document that this was the research and development that you were undertaking. And again, can we create any degree of predictability, certainty through this research that we've done to improve the process?
Improve the process
It's not part of your daily, like, hey, I was mailing, and so therefore that's research and development.
Yeah.
I was honing down part of the process.
Yep. Yes. Erin's saying that she's developing raw food blends. That could probably qualify, because again, we're going to go through the other 3 components. Number 2 is process of experimentation. So developing raw food blends for pets, for animals, definitely a process of experimentation. Says these activities must include some experimentation to resolve the technical uncertainty, such as modeling, simulation, systematic trial and error, and other methods. So experimentation is a big component, especially if you're moving into a more uncertain and unknown market. Experimenting on things, formulations, again, that can be qualified and that can be documented, and there's a lot of data behind that.
Processes. So it doesn't have to be just like hard, formulations.
Right.
Processes. That could work as well.
Number 3, and this is one of the biggest components. And so when I got on the phone with the R&D tax individuals, one of the reasons, even though we are constantly changing processes in BDC to help you guys, and we actually have data about things that work better, we do split testing, we do all sorts of stuff, that didn't qualify because it was not technological in nature. And she said on the phone, this is one of the things that they look at the most because it's research and development. So it needs to be technological in nature. So what does that mean?
Not thinking.
Not thinking. We're not thinking about it. But the research must rely on the hard sciences, such as engineering, physics, chemistry, biology, or computer science. So we have to have some component in there where there's actual like scientific data. A lot of you are asking about CLA. We've had people talk about soft wave. We've looked at things like X-ray and things like that, especially in the healthcare offices that we help. Those things highly qualify because there can be data.
Oh, well, wait, hang on. Not just doing it. I do X-ray.
No,
I do CLA.
Yeah, no. It would have to be a change in the current process that already exists, and we can qualify how it's made things better.
You have to be able to document it. You have to say, listen, I'm researching how to do this in an effort to improve it. And again, not just
eliminate
thinking.
Uncertainty.
Not just thinking.
Right.
Not just I put it on every patient. Thinking about it. No. So if somebody told you like, hey, this is how you do it, and you did it that way, that's not research and development. Right? So if you were like, well, I took that and then here's what I did. I've improved upon it through a process of technological data gathering and constant improvement that was documented. Somebody is saying my husband is an R&D engineer. I got to say, look, that's one of the ways that these corporations are avoiding the payment of tax.
Yes.
So if I worked at Amazon and my job was R&D engineer, I'm probably worth at least $500,000 to them, right?
So
and
maybe
there's
your
probably
husband should get a
there's multiple people engaged in this, but you have to understand, like, look, this is $500,000 just bang right off the bat. So credit, like, oh, whatever you owe, just knock $500,000 off because you are engaged in qualified research and development. And I just want to make sure, again, not CPAs. Qualify. I'm gonna make sure we qualify that. Also, I want to make sure you understand. It's not like you're like, I'm engaged in research and development, 500,000. There is a formula. There's a way that they come up with this data of what you are qualified to receive. So again, you've got to talk to your CPA. This is great because we're getting all this like fancy schmancy. Let's the workaround. Hire some intern and they write case studies. That won't qualify. It's not an improvement of a process. I just wrote a case study. Otherwise, every journal on the planet would be paying no tax.
R&D tax credits, hand over fist.
Credits. So make sure that you do what will help you to qualify. And the chat is not meant to be a way for you to figure out how to hack the system.
And the reason that we're giving you these 4 components is because this is like the quick and dirty version, the filtering system for you to figure out, do I even have a shot at this?
Yes.
Because what I want to tell you, and this is vitally important, if you do have a shot at this, it is going to require a lot of work on your end. Because we're talking about documentation. If you want to get $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in credit, you're going to have to do the work for it. This isn't one of those things that you can offload to somebody else. It's not necessarily easy, but in the end, if you can figure this out, it could be worth it.
We've seen clients get back close to 6 figures.
And you can amend tax returns backwards for 3 years.
Ooh, that's nice.
Man, I could have just made you a whole lot of money tonight. Way more than you could ever win on Money Mondays.
Yes.
But you've got to make sure.
You got to take this seriously, though, folks. You got to take this so seriously because you can do it really wrong. But again, we're just highlighting a point. Inside the Inflation Reduction Act, they've extended the ceiling from $250,000 to $500,000 on research and development tax credits. Most of you can qualify. You just don't know about it. Your CPA has been having you in the dark. You need to call your CPA and say, I watched Money Mondays. I don't know why you don't watch Money Mondays. I don't know why you're not in Black Diamond Club. But listen, I want to know, do I qualify for research and development tax credits? And don't let them just say no.
No.
You
don't know enough about my business to say that.
Yeah, you've got to go.
The question should be can you send me to somebody that can identify if I qualify?
One last thing is either you qualify or you don't. So when you talk to somebody, about this, it is not their job to go through all of these weird iterations of what about CLA? Like, you must come to the table with, hey, I think I qualify and this is why. And then they will tell you, yeah, that qualifies, or no. If the answer is no, you don't get to say like, okay, well, what about if I hired an intern? Like, no. It's either you did or you didn't. And if you did, wow, this will be very beneficial to you. Highly worth doing your research. Highly worth talking to your CPA. Understand up to $500,000 back thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act.
Yep. Okay. And last but not least, point number 4 that you need to run through to see if you qualify is, do you have a qualified purpose? So the purpose of the activity must be to create a new or improved product or process resulting in increased function, reliability, performance, or quality. So that is why if you're doing things in your office and you're improving upon the systems, that means that you are actually trying to do it for that reason, to increase functionality, reliability, performance, or quality. And so this is a key component to the qualification for the R&D tax credit. Again, remembering we need to be able to document, we need to have it technological in nature, needs to have experimentation, and we need to eliminate uncertainty. If you feel like some of the things that you are doing hit all 4 of those, then you have a really, really good shot. If you feel like, maybe 3 out of 4, you still probably have a good shot, and it would be worth you getting on the phone with somebody that is an expert in that field to help you understand and navigate if you can qualify. So here's what else I would say. We've had a lot of clients that have said, I feel like I qualify for the R&D tax credit. I'm going to get on with somebody, and then they thought that the person would be able to lead them down the road to the answers to see if they qualify. They do not.
That's not how it works.
They're like IRS agents. They are just very cut and dry, black and white, and they just ask you questions to uncover if this is an opportunity for you or not. And they will give you a hard pass or a let's talk about this further. So you need to be prepared. Do your research and then be ready to do the work if they give you a yes.
Well worth it. Well worth it. You have to do work. I was telling somebody, look, one client of ours got, I think, $70,000 back in R&D tax credits. That's what a lot of people make in a year. So if you think that it's free $70,000, it doesn't exist.
They're not going to make it that easy.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But if you had to do some work and get $70,000, I think a lot of you would be like, I'd be willing to do some work and get $70,000. And look, depending on what industry you're in, you could be getting upwards of $500,000 back. I think we should draw the second.
Well, I think
name.
we're all done. We got to share both.
Oh, we're all done.
Yeah.
You're not going to talk about ERCs?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I think that everybody
we could-
should just
yes.
check ERCs. Is that still rolling?
The employee retention credit is something that you could actually qualify for. They had this for 2020 and 2021, but you did have to experience some losses in your business. So a lot of you listening, I know that you actually, during the pandemic, you had an actual increase in gross revenue in your clinics, in your offices, in your business, not a decrease. And so one of the important components of this, if you're trying to qualify in 2021, you actually had to have an 80% decrease in your gross receipts comparable to the same time frame in 2019. So for a lot of you, this disqualifies you right off the bat. Some of you, though, in certain businesses, because you have multiple revenue streams, may actually qualify. And if you had an employee during that time, you can literally, for the 2021 tax credit, you can get up to $28,000 back on that employee. So it's a massive benefit.
I got to say, we did not qualify.
We did not qualify.
I also got to say, I don't know. I see a lot of people who I'm like, how did you qualify? Qualified. So I had to ask my CPA.
This is something that a CPA could probably do for you really quickly because there's also other things in there that would show a decrease in business. There's some things that you could take into consideration. And also a lot of people misunderstood and thought if they had gotten the PPP, they couldn't get the employee tax credit, the retention credit, but you can. That was a false flag out there. I'm
no CPA, but I think there's a good argument from moving from cash to accrual. Maybe that's making people qualify.
Maybe, yeah, I'm not exactly
maybe
sure.
But maybe you can't do that. I don't know. We're not CPAs. We are not CPAs.
We're just
check out these
ask your CPA.
R&D tax
There's
credits.
money on
check
the
out
table.
this employee retention credit. Find out if you qualify. We got 2 names sitting here on the table. And we need to share them because they may have won. Well, they did win. They won $300.
They won.
They just have to be here.
Are they here to claim it?
Let me get my chat up here. Are you guys ready? We got 2 names to read here. Lacey's got a coughing fit, so we're gonna bounce out of here after we give these 2 names. All right.
It's one of them days.
Next
y'all.
name up, Cara Corbelli. She was probably here. That was the one you said she's probably here. Cara Corbelli. Cara Corbelli. She's always around. We love Cara. I don't know why she would miss Money Mondays. Cara Corbelli. Cara, you're up.
Cara.
You are the winner.
Cara,
$300 coming to you, Cara.
Everybody's calling her.
Everybody's calling Cara. You got 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds, Cara.
10 seconds.
Segundos.
No,
10,
3 seconds.
3
2 seconds.
2. Come
1.
on, Cara. Come on. You got this, Cara. I am shocked. Oh, I thought that I always said
it said
ready.
cherry picked. I know. I thought
Cara.
that was her. That was so close.
I got duped.
Cara.
All right, somebody text Cara and tell her you won $300. You just did not claim it. I like that. You won $300, but you
weren't
claim
around
it.
to claim it.
You didn't claim it.
It's like it's like when they overbook the
Well, it's like that Megan teaches us. No, it's Megan teaches us they have that unclaimed property.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of you probably have unclaimed
money out
properties.
there. You
money
just never
out there.
claimed it.
You got to talk to Megan Banker and have her tell you about that unclaimed. I'm seeing all these people picking up money because of what Megan taught them. Are you ready for the last name?
All right. Who's ready?
I know this guy. West Coaster. A chance that he is on. Ready?
I love him.
What's his
the shoe doctor.
The shoe doctor. The shoe doctor.
The shoe doctor.
Russell Pate. The shoe doctor.
Russell Pate.
Russell's been around
for a long time.
Yes, Russell's been with us for a very long time.
5 years.
Russell's got to be here.
Yeah,
Let's see
come
Russell.
on, Russell.
Start the clock.
Russell, are
Pate,
you on?
The shoe doctor. You are the winner of $300.
The shoe doctor.
All you need to do is just put in the chat, I am the shoe doctor, but your name also has to be Russell Pate.
Yeah.
Right? So if your name is Russell Pate and you write, I am the shoe doctor, you're taking home. Yeah, Russell's in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
Bay Area.
Russell.
We're striking out today.
Well, but you know what?
Striking out.
They're striking out. That's good news.
That's good for you.
Because that means next week we're giving away $400.
$400 popping in next week. 4 names will be drawn out of the new and improved.
Oh, no.
Oh, did somebody call Cara and tell her, like, you got to come in
Cara.
the 30 seconds, Cara?
You were like 3 minutes late.
You missed.
Oh, no.
You can't be texted.
Cara.
You can't be texted and show up after.
I do appreciate that you showed up, though.
The notion
really
is you're on actually on the live. And here's good news, Cara. Your name goes back in.
So
your name
can win next week.
Your name goes back in, and you can win again next week. We've had multiple people.
Cara was like 3 minutes late. That's $100 a minute.
Yeah, it is. Dang, that's an expensive minute.
That's an expensive
But
minute.
we've had multiple people. We've had multiple people be drawn twice, which is also another reason why we went to the small names.
Right, because we really needed to get it like spinning up.
When we were seeing the same names come out, I was like, they're not getting mixed up enough. And then it got mixed up enough to have everybody's name fairly drawn.
Cara, we miss you too. This is actually like a Cara outfit I feel like I have on today.
It is a very Cara
outfit. See, I wore it for you. You won, but you were 3 minutes late.
Today's winners were Marina Papademetrio, Cara Corbelli, who showed up, but just showed up just a little bit late. You got to be on when we call your name.
Russell Pate,
Russell Pate, the shoe doctor from the Bay Area. Tons of fun talking to you. Make sure that you call your CPA right away. You got to hit him up with an email. Hey, do I qualify for that research and development tax credit? And while I'm at it, let's just check and see if I qualify for those employee retention credits. Employee retention credits was not part of the Inflation Reduction Act, but that increased $250,000 to $500,000 tucked away in that Inflation Reduction Act, along with all of the incentives to buy electric cars, get more IRS agents, and tax the heck out of those billionaires, but they're not going to feel that, trust me. But all of these things were meant to help you. I'm picking out that as the potentially biggest help. If you knew about research and development tax credits, you could truly leverage that. And I think that would be a massive benefit for everybody watching. Make sure you check in with your CPA. I want to see you get those tax credits. Shoot us an email and let us know if you do qualify. Let us know, if you care to share, how much you saved, because that also makes us feel really good about doing Money Mondays. I'd love to see you guys save big, big, big money just by having watched over the course of this, say, 48 minutes together.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
9:18 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. We're going to go get Lacey some tea and see if she can work on this cold. We've got our last 5 moves challenge underway. Day 2 is tomorrow. We can't have her coughing all over the challenge, so we're going to have to cut this one short. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week on Money Mondays. $400, 4 names drawn. Get your name in here just simply by joining the Black Diamond Club.